Look at this wonderful pastry, which hasn't absorbed a drop of oil. Breakfast or dinner is ready in half an hour. For the preparation of this dough, we don't need yeast. Into the mixing bowl, I immediately put 700 grams of all-purpose flour, and I add 1 level tablespoon of salt. Now I mix all of that, then I add 10 to 12 grams of baking powder and continue to mix everything. Then I will add 3 whole eggs and 400 milliliters of plain yogurt. You can also use the solid kind for those who don't have it. And now I mix everything slowly. You can do this part by hand if it's easier for you, or that's how you learned. I learned to first mix all of that while it's still wet with a spatula. I used all-purpose flour, type 400. All-purpose is smooth, I don't know what others call it. I add another pinch or 2 of flour because the dough is still a bit sticky. This will vary for you. If you use large eggs, mine were large. You will need to add some flour to finish kneading the dough. If the eggs are smaller, you won't need to. You can also use the yogurt in cups, but then it's not 200 milliliters, but 180. If you use it that way, you also won't need to add flour. That would be it. Now I will let this dough rest, just for as long as I need to make the filling. I'll cover it a bit in the meantime. For the filling, you can use whatever you want. It can be just cottage cheese with the addition of egg white. It can be a ham and cheese combination. It can be a pizza filling like the one I make, just without mushrooms. I have diced ham here, about 300 grams. 150 grams of hard cheese, I added some oregano. And here I have a mixture of ketchup and tomato sauce. I will pour this over and mix everything. Make the filling that you like the most. The filling needs to be combined, but to remain thick, it must not be thin so it doesn't leak out. And then also open the pastry while it bakes. After making the filling, sprinkle the surface with a bit of flour. Sprinkle with a bit of flour and the dough, then take it out of the bowl. Place it on the work surface. Make some shape. It doesn't matter what kind. Sprinkle a little flour on top and around. Because we will roll out the dough, so it doesn't stick to the work surface. Since the dough is quite soft and sticky. And now we will roll it out to a thickness of about 5 millimeters. The shape doesn't matter at all. Occasionally lift it up like this and check if there is flour underneath. I will sprinkle a little flour on top, but just a bit. Now when we roll out the dough, we take the filling and place it like this in this corner. And now you take any kind of bowl. You can even use a deeper plate and press. Since the dough is soft, it immediately stuck. That's why I told you that it must not stick to the bottom. The first pastry is already made. If it sticks, press it down with your hand. If not, just fold it over, no big deal. Place it here, flip it again, and press it down a bit with your hand. There, it's closed. and place it on the flour-sprinkled part of the table. We'll cut off this part. Don't throw it away. We'll knead it again and use it. Just set it aside here. Now let's pick up this excess, sprinkle a little flour so it doesn't stick, knead it again, roll it out again, and repeat the process. All of this goes very quickly. The dough is kneaded quickly, nothing is waited for. In the meantime, the filling is made, it's rolled out, filled, and simply cut like this. That's it, it can be rolled out again. Since this is my last one and I have no more filling, I used it all. And I have a little dough left. I will just knead it again like this. It's enough even like this in the hand. It's very soft, it will roll out like this. So I will just roll it out to a thickness of 1 centimeter, not 5, because I won't be folding anything over. Approximately like this, and now I will just cut it into 4 parts. And I will bake these plain. I will bake them at the end. Into a pan, choose whether it will be smaller or larger, pour in some oil, approximately between 0.5 and 1 centimeter, and leave it to heat over high heat. When the oil is hot, test it with some flour like this. Reduce the temperature, for me that's 7 out of 9, and place them to fry. You can also do all of this in the oven, but then it takes longer. This way you only need 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Here I measured for the first batch it takes, more precisely the first side, 2 minutes. Before frying, if you see that some edge is not closed properly, feel free, before you put it in the pan, to press it a little. How nicely they have puffed up. Look, we even get this ring like on donuts. This side cooked much faster because the oil was hot. So don't worry why this first side takes longer. Look on one side and the other and set aside on a paper towel. This dough is excellent, and I can tell you that it doesn't absorb oil at all. Look at this batch, now sizzling. Now I will put in the third to not waste time. I have to show you while the others are frying. Here from the first batch, look, not a single drop is glistening, there's no oil. And see in the middle? It's wonderful, super soft and ready in half an hour, 40 minutes.